Hi, I'm Michelle the Painter from Berkshire Paint and Sip, and these are my top tips for painting and sipping at home. Get the basics. So as we go through this process, I'm just using basic materials that you can pick up at any of your local art supply stores or online. I don't get anything fancy. I'm just going with, probably the most economical brands out there. I get my set of acrylic paints that I'm going to be using. I get basic brushes that are used for acrylic paints. I use paper towels to dry my brushes and disposable cups for washing my brushes, and I also use disposable food trays that I get at the local big box store for my palettes. That way when I'm done I can just kind of toss them. And as for my canvas, I usually use a 16 by 20 canvas for these particular paintings. You could certainly do any size, but they're stretched and primed. Again, very basic. You can get it at any craft store, and you can have a stand-up easel like this, or if you're working on a table, you can certainly get one of these, mobile or transportable tabletop easels. They're very inexpensive, and you can, use them on the go. So just get the basics. That'll do. Use any size canvas you want. So I will be using a 16 by 20 canvas, because this is just the generic size that I've chosen to use for all of my paintings, just to keep them nice and standard as I'm instructing. But canvases come in all different shapes and sizes. So you can go for a small one, you can go for a tall, skinnier one, or you could even go for this colossal one. So just know, canvases come in all shapes and sizes, so use whatever size you'd like. Find a suitable spot. So this is going to be your time to relax and unwind and maybe sip a little and be creative. So the last thing that you want is an atmosphere that's full of distractions. So what I recommend, find a room or a space that you can have a comfortable temperature, that the lighting is right, maybe you play some nice music that you like, and it's definitely got to be free from screaming kids and maybe the sports broadcast happening in the next room. So just make sure that you find yourself a suitable spot so you can relax and really enjoy this process. Wear comfortable clothes. So as we go through this process, being creative and all, we may not be the cleanest of people, so you might want to wear some comfortable clothes that you don't mind getting a little paint on. I've always got paint all over my clothing, and you just want to be comfortable. So if it's sweatpants or jeans or a comfy t-shirt, just wear comfortable clothing. Or you can just wear an apron. Go into the kitchen, grab an apron, you're good to go. Use acrylic paints. So throughout this process, I will always be using acrylic paints because I think that they are the easiest for us to use in this quick, fast-paced setting that we're doing. They dry fast, they're really forgiving. If you make a mistake, you can just paint over it with another layer. And they're water-based, so you can wash it out off of your clothes if you need to. But I don't like using other types of paint like oil paint, because that takes way too long to dry, and we're trying to get these paintings done in a short period of time. I don't use watercolors because those are just totally not forgiving. If you make a mistake with watercolors, you're just stuck with that mistake. And there's other paints you could use like pastels and stuff. But really, for this type of painting, in this type of environment, I recommend using acrylic paints. Print or download an image of the painting. So I'm always going to provide you with a link where you can access a copy of the painting. You can download it, you can onto your iPad or your phone or whatever device is your preference, or you can print it out. This can be very useful if you need to have a real close-up on any particular part, or if you want to clarify some colors or whatever the case may be, just have that personal reference at all times, which is why I provide you with the link so you can print or download an image of the painting. Don't sip too much. All right, so I know that we're here to paint and sip and enjoy the creative process, but we really are here to paint and, you know, kind of finish the painting. So I recommend not sipping too much because we're here to paint, not pass out. Make it your own. All right, so as we go through this process, I'm going to be guiding you to create the painting similar to this, but I always strongly encourage creativity. So in that sense, I encourage you to make it your own. If you want to make 8 tall trees and 4 short trees, do that. If you want to eliminate the blue and make the rest sunset colors, have at it. This is your painting. I want you to really, you know, enjoy the creative process and make it your own. Don't ruin your drink. So you're going along and you're painting and you want to switch brushes or you need to take a break or something and you do that. Don't do this. It happens way more than you'd imagine and way more than I care to admit to. So don't put it in your sipping cup. Put it in your cleaning cup. Don't ruin your drink. Don't get discouraged. So I'm going to be guiding you through the painting process, and our paintings are inevitably going to come out different. We're going to be using different brushes, we might be using slightly different colors, we're going to have a different touch approach to the painting. So I never want you to get discouraged because your painting is going to come out exactly as it's meant to come out, like your painting, not like my painting. Take a step back. So as you're going through this process, you are sitting this close to it as you're painting, and it's really difficult to see the full picture when you're that close. So I always recommend just, you know, taking a step back and looking at it from a distance. It will typically look better when you're looking at it from a distance, and you can figure out like where you want to make your tweaks. But when you're looking at it from a distance, if it doesn't look as good as you had hoped it would look, what my best tip to do is just sip a little more. It will look way better. Pause or rewind. So I know that this may seem like an obvious tip, but we're going to be painting at different speeds. I might be painting a little bit faster or slower than you. You might want to recap a previous step. So at any time, feel free to just pause or rewind. Use a blow dryer. So as we go along, you might find that you at some point in time may want something to dry faster than it is naturally. Acrylic paint will dry really fast, but at points in time you might want it to dry faster than it is. So all you need to do is get your blow dryer out and blow dry. Use a blow dryer. Know when to put the brush down. So this is probably one of the most difficult things for artists to grasp is when do I stop? As you're painting, you just want to keep dabbing and fixing and correcting and making things better and better and better, when sometimes you're not in essence making it better, you're in essence overdoing it. So it's a tough thing to figure out when to put the brush down, but when you can look at it and just kind of be content with what it is at that moment, I think that's the best time to just know when to put the brush down. Share your painting. So when you complete this process, you're probably going to be really proud of what you do, just because even if it didn't come out exactly as you expect, the whole process is just a relaxing, fun thing to do. So you'll be proud of what you do at the end, so share it. Post it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever your social media choice is. You can even put it as your desktop wallpaper at work. So just really be proud of it and share it. Hang it on the wall. So after you're done this process, you're probably going to be pretty proud of what you've done. So what I suggest doing is hang it on the wall, because that takes it from a work in progress to a work of art. Hang it on the wall. Put a frame around it. So by hanging your painting on the wall, that definitely gives it a purpose, but when you put a frame around it, that totally gives it a presentation. So put a frame around it. Invite your friends and family. So why not make this a party? If you enjoy the process, why not bring all your friends and family into the equation and have a nice creative evening with them? My tip though is if you are going to make it a party and invite your friends and family, don't forget these things because they're an integral part in having a good time. So you're going to have some sips and of course, let's see, what do I want here? You can't forget the snacks. Because who doesn't like painting, sipping, and snacking? Show this video. So if you're having friends over or if you're trying to encourage people to join this paint and sip process with you, the biggest tip I can give you is just show this video. It's going to be very helpful for them to understand how the process works, to maybe get some clarification on what they need, and it's a helpful thing to do. So show this video. Contact me. So as you go through this process, I'm here to help, and you may have questions that I haven't answered through the video. So feel free at any time to reach out to me. You can contact me through my website, through email, through Facebook, through phone. So if you have any questions, just feel free to contact me. I hope you enjoyed these tips. I'm sure as you go through the process, you might even have more tips than I have shared with you. So if you've got something that you think would help others, please feel free to share it down in the comment section below. And thanks for watching the tips.